be worse. Oh, is that on?
Yeah.
Is it running now?
Yeah.
Oh, right, that's brilliant, okay. Oh, that's very nice. Very professional. Don't make any jokes now, will you? This is all on camera. If you want to do any little prophecies, you can, of course. It's very good, she is. I don't even know your name, I'm sorry.
My name's Gideon.
Gideon. Gideon. No, I don't think so. Gideon, okay. Right, well this is going to be a reading for Gideon, and today's the 20th, I hope, of August. It's the year 2009, and I'm Sarah. So first of all, putting your name in here like that. And I'd like you, please, if you would, to give them a shuffle. Keep them all the same way up, so, you know, don't twist around and that. It doesn't matter, but as long as you feel that you've put some of your vibrations in there, that's going to be really good. When you feel happy with those, just cut them into 4 packs and put them in front of you there face down. Now, which one of those shall I start with? These are to say a little bit about you. Then I want to go into the present, I want to go into the future, and I want to look at 1 or 2 things you'd like me to. Maybe something you want to know more about, or we haven't touched on even. So what I'm going to do now is put these out, 2 little lines of these. We can start seeing what they mean. Okay, now what we've got over here is a little bit about you. It shows basically how determined you are. It also shows that you like to put roots down. You don't really like moving from place to place too much. You like to have your roots, and you like to know where things are as well. Probably only you know where they are, but that doesn't matter. And so I'd be very surprised if you throw things away easily too. As you grow older in your life, you'll probably start hoarding things. No problem. And you know that's really quite important. September should always be quite a good month for you. But that's how it'll be in the future. It's a good time to make decisions. It's a good time really to plan ahead. Always a September time. Do you enjoy to travel? Well, within reason, but as I say, you have to have a good reason for it, I think. I can't see you wandering around from place to place really without a reason. People think you're perhaps at times very laid back, maybe they think that, and not at all really. You're forever working things out, and then you almost have a meeting with yourself and sort it out. If you get problems, you really don't rush in too fast, you've learnt not to, so you always will sort them out, but in your own way. And unfortunately, or lucky for some, in your own time as well. Money isn't your God, you know, so you are going to have to find a way of making it perhaps more important somehow, because in your life you're going to need a fair bit of money for the things you want to do. You always like to have a base. As I say, you feel terrible if you didn't have a base. And as you go into your life more, and there's money around you, which there will be, it's having your own place that you would like. That's what I've got here. I don't know whether it's the sea, whether you like the sea, the water, possibly. Maybe just a visit. I've got a feeling you enjoy somewhere that you feel not too hemmed in. I've got music in here. Would that be right for you? It's quite enjoy some music, but it's very specific. So you've already got your own taste in music. And some you've just loathed, you wouldn't want to hear it. So that's what we've got in there. You seem to be able to learn things very quickly, and if you can't, and you will push yourself so that you do that, because you don't like take ages and ages and ages of going over the same things. So you like to come to terms with something, learn it, and that's it. You really, if it's something you're really interested in, then that's all right. But if you're not, it just goes in and out the other way. You just got to do things that, if you can, building your life on things that you really are interested in, and then you'll go places. It's no problem. Anything you do work-wise would have to be for you a kind of way of life. I don't think you would ever enjoy going to work, coming home, thinking going to work. That's not you. So it has to be very different. You are very independent and like to do your own thing, but you're like your friends. You're very choosy about your friends as well. So they have to be really basically people you really like, and as you grow older you'll have friends that you'll keep probably for life, or as long as possible. There's a fair bit of travelling in here. I don't know whether that would be anything to do with some learning, some research, or even some work. Maybe the opportunity arises to do some travelling. At no point unless you've got a base. Family do mean a lot to you, and also finding out why people do things, that intrigues you. People intrigue you, and you're very kind, really, and you'd help anybody if you could. That's all right. You know, you find people that will always mix well with people. You don't look down on them. You can stand up for yourself, so people really probably quite surprised when they push you too far. Then they do have quite a surprise. You're very quick to learn. You've got extra sort of sensory kind of perception, really, because you do go on your feelings a lot. If something feels okay, well, you think that's all right. That's yeah, that's it. I'll go for that. At the moment, you've mapped out a little bit of. Well, you've changed your mind actually once already about what you want to do in the future. You probably have thought about it, change your mind and then go back again to something which is probably linked with it, but a bit different. So I'm looking at, you know, it's kind of like, oh, well, that was okay, but it's not quite right, so detach a bit. I think that looking at this, there's two things you basically want to do in your life. I've got two things. One, you could say, is more of a deep-rooted interest that you've got, and the other is a very workable thing that you can gain more and more experience on, and actually probably make quite a lot of money from. You're very independent. You hate being crowded in by people, don't you? Mm. You don't like everybody telling you what to do either. So that would be done well. So eventually, you really do want to do something where you are have to think on your feet, really, and get on and do your own thing. You seem to have up three different things in your mind for the future. You can't make your mind up totally, but I think you'll get there. I'll leave all that for a minute. Now give me another pack of cards for a second. Which pack do you think? Okay, that's positive. Right. Okay, what part of your life would you like me to look at?
The future.
What? I know how you feel, but is there any particular part of it that you think, oh, yeah, I like that, how the hell do I get there? You see, most of us have some kind of dream of what we'd love to do, and then it gets whittled down in the end. You think, oh, I'll never get round to that, that's what I'm going to do instead. But the dream is there, it stays in your mind, in the middle of it, well, good at something, so you just get on, and then maybe it wasn't quite what you wanted, but it's okay, and it goes on like that. That's it. I just feel there's twofold things in here. One, you feel, well, I ought to go down that road. The other is, if I had, you know, my way, really, absolutely, this is what I'd like to do. I've got two things in here.
Okay, then about my career, future of my career.
Do you eventually want to do your own thing or run your own thing?
Depends what I'm doing.
That's right. It's what I mean. It's a twofold thing. The other is working within an organisation which you can really go forward in. Do you actually like finding out about things, about people?
Yeah.
And like like to find out, well, you know, why people do things, or who did something, or why, or just finding out.
Yeah.
You seem to like all these, well, not all the time, but you do like mystery, like finding out, don't you?
Yeah.
It does intrigue you, so you like to, really, you're doing it in a mind, well, in some way you're doing it now, really, with some of your friends, you know, they say something and you're thinking, oh yeah, but that's not really true. So, you know, you've got good memory too. So you often get a lot of recall, and you can remember that someone said something before, and then they say something later on a date, and you think, well, you didn't say that before. And you think, well, why did they tell me the truth then? So you've got a very, I won't say suspicious mind, but you've got a fantastic memory, and you do like to find out about things. So yes, anything that's a bit mystery type, yes, I think you're there. Would you be considering wearing a uniform? Well, you don't. I know you don't like to be too tied up with regulations yourself. But
it depends on the uniform, I guess.
You don't want to be out working. What kind of hours? You don't mind. You would never. Am I right in saying you'd hate to work set hours every day?
Yeah, hours.
Hours don't bother about you. Well, you're not really bothered about them, are you? And what about well, partially because you get on with people, teaching or instructing other people. That looks as if you'd be good at that. That's something else. And what about part of the time, perhaps working within a team of people? That's something else you can enjoy. There's some sport in here that you would enjoy, and which you would probably like to do more of. You had half a chance. There's the uniform. It's not exactly that, but it does show there. It shows you're capable of writing too later on in your life, and you're very good. You're another one that you're pretty good with photography when you want to be. That comes out, and that's good as well. It also shows of places you want to travel to. I don't know whether mechanically minded. I don't think you're really down that route somehow. Unless it's something that's important for you. I mean, obviously you like something to drive around in and all that. That's the thing. And even a bike or something like that, I would have thought was somewhere around you. Someone's going to have a nice bike that will make you very envious, actually. But a car, the motor thing that's important, I think, for you. And probably a good driver. I think you can teach other people. I think you've got that. But you are a bit of once you've got an idea in your head, then nobody will get it out of it. So you're single-minded. So I don't think you're any good. You're doing any kind of career where you did the same thing every day. I think you'd go completely mad. So I think you need to look for something which has got something that has to stretch you a bit when you're in it. So there's a reason for it. I can't see this being something just for money. You might do it to fill in, but it's certainly wouldn't be your whole life. Is another country you want to visit as well? Because I'm getting another country that you would like at some stage, not necessarily be there for forever, but just to be there for a little while and to see what makes it tick. So I think there's a little bit of travel in there. Because you always like to get back home, and then you need to have your base. You wouldn't really want to go anywhere unless you had a base to come back to. So that side of it's important. Yeah, but I've got about 3 things in your mind actually that you want to do, and can't pick them out. You probably in your lifetime be able to do 2 of them, but you can't work out quite at the moment which way all of that's going. It's quite strange. I say you like your base, that means you like your home. That means wherever you go though, wherever you are, you turn it into something, a base to come back to. So that bit's important. It's not pointing creative things in here, but you've got a creative side to you as well, haven't you? And that's the bit that seems to be growing stronger as time goes on. So that is the bit that's pushing you forward. I don't know whether you know now how to use it, but it is there, and that actually will give you a very original way of doing things and looking at things, and you like the opportunity really to be left to get on with things as well. And that can be anything, from any of the creative side of things. There's a wealth of things in there. So it seems to me that part of you is wanting to have some sport which is a great big backup, which at one time could even turn into something professional. But at the same time, a creative side, which would give you the opportunity, if you wanted in your lifetime, to actually simply be responsible for your own work. But by then, it would mean plenty of work coming in that would keep you absolutely busy. But if you were going to do a creative work, I think it would mean that it wouldn't just be in this country eventually. So it could involve the travel. Okay. It seems in here that you are looking at 2 roads and are not sure which one to go down first. But as I say, yes, you are creative, but you have some of the, I don't understand how it looks, but you have some, you saved anything you've done? Have you been doing anything creative that you've saved notes or some of the work or anything at all?
Kind of, yeah.
So you actually, if you look back on it, you're probably quite surprised to see how much you've actually done, how it's changed, but it's still got something about it. So that means that, and you like using a computer as well. So I know everybody's mother uses a computer, but it's you, the way you use it, it can be very helpful for you as well. So I suppose you'll always use that, and something to do with your work later on. Computer will come in very handy. Okay. Have you been offered an opportunity to go somewhere to learn?
Recently?
Yeah. Haven't applied for somewhere to go and do some learning, do some creative work. No.
Really.
No. Okay. What about creative in another way of working on houses?
Working on houses?
Somebody is decorating and stuff. Yeah, a hideous job, but it's quite interesting. A lot of money to be had in renovating houses. It's strange, but I just see it as a time where you think, cool, you could do with a nice bit of money. And so it's like later, but it's a friend of yours saying, well, I'm doing this house. If you want to give us a hand, you know, it could be worth a couple of grand or more than that really for you. So you think, oh yeah, that's okay. But that would be good. What you learn from that person later on, you do it when you get your own house. You'll have a house later on in your life, which yes, you will do up, and you will like it, but you'll sell that and you'll go for another one which has really got something about it, and you'll hang on to that. And so you don't really like too much change, to be honest. So you find yourself a nice base in a lovely place, you'll be landed. there is some travelling here, and that's why part of you needs a base, the other part of you will get bored if you didn't have variety in the work you do. So you will never be somebody that can go off like some people, almost like a robot man. They go and do the thing and come home. That's not you. That will never work. Can't do that. Can I ask you something? Have you got something in your mind you want to do and you think, oh, I don't know, perhaps I can't do that. Maybe it won't manage. Because I feel there's something you love to do, all things being equal, but past something in you blocks it. Maybe thinks you can't, or pipe dream or something.
Nothing I can think of.
Nothing you could do. If I said to you, well, you'll never have you never have another penny from anybody, you'll have to sit outside in Guildford and the box, ask people for money, and borrow someone's dog or something, one of the geese, and say lots of geese to feed or something. But no, I'm only joking. But in a way, I'm not. If you're pushed like that, what work? If you had a choice, would you rush out there and think, "Go ahead, I better get on. I'll do that." Be interesting.
I think it would be any work at that sort of stage.
That's a good answer. So what? Can you just tell me what you're aiming for? Is it? I mean, whatever it is, don't pull your punches.
It's.
I'll never laugh
art,
at anybody.
really.
Yeah. Now that's what I thought, because I was pushing towards that really, but because there are other options around you, and because you might feel obliged to grab at something else, it's very easy for that to get bypassed. Your artwork is very original, isn't it? Well, I think it is anyway. It doesn't look like everybody else's, does it? So that's the point. But it's your way the colours you like are different, aren't they? You've got your own taste in colours. You don't copy other people, not really. You could sit down and copy something you saw. I know you could do that, no problem. But if you're doing something, working something out for yourself, and I think it is pretty original. When you're talking about artwork, are you talking about more advertising artwork? Or that it's kind of, it's attractive. You remember it. It hits you in the eye. But it's an art form of its own. Or are you looking really to become, or you'd like to become an artist? Would you like theatrical pictures, theatrical things, or? I don't see you out sort of painting local churches or something.
No.
No. You don't draw pets. The dogs and things. I don't see that, you see. The abstract.
No, it's not abstract.
No, you don't seem like abstract minded.
Uh,
You've got to be permanently drunk to be doing abstract paintings.
I'm not absolutely sure which
Okay.
path to take for art.
All right. When you, I shouldn't be asking it, but I've got to. That's the only way I can get anywhere at the moment. But if you went to somewhere where there was art, I mean, is it would you be looking at pavement art, or would you be looking at something on the wall somebody's done? What does it have to get your attention? Because there's a lot of people paint and you think, oh yeah, that's pretty, that's nice, but it doesn't move anything in here. If you paint anything, you've got to feel something you paint, otherwise no one's going to look at it.
The artwork I'm mostly interested in
Mm-hmm.
would be stuff that you don't normally see on the street. It's usually things that people have done on the computer or the internet.
Can't use a computer. What's that then? Naked ladies or something?
No.
No, all right. Well, there's nothing wrong with that, is there? So what would it be? Is it kind of cubic things, or what? Is it symbolic or?
Usually symbolic, but general gist of them is they're all 3D made. They're all made in 3D space.
So there could be anything, cubes, people, whatever it is, it's to stand out.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's very hard to do, isn't it?
Yeah. It's quite hard.
So that's really more like it's more like stuff they would use in some advertising or whatever. It seems to me that kind of that's a cold. But that's also part of some kind of filmmaking, isn't it? Really, when you get to that point, because if those things are 3D and then they're animated, then you've got quite original filmmaking, haven't you? All back to advertising, whatever, filmmaking, it covers everything, doesn't it? So you're looking at that way. Does that really interest you? Yeah. Can you draw those things as well as get them designed on the computer?
Yeah.
That's brilliant. That's very. I would think that is absolutely amazingly difficult. I really would. So you've got a lot of patience then, really, to do that. And when you do that, can you convert music into designs?
What do you mean by that?
Well, some music you listen to, instead of seeing scenes, I can listen to music and see, there's a field with cows in it or something, whatever it is, it's a dancing dog or whatever it is. But some music you can listen to, and you can see it turns itself into different dimensions, and it's got different colours and squares and things and weird things, and it's like looking into a universe with lots of different planets and colours and things, and music does that. So sometimes that comes out, and it comes out in 3D, it's very forceful. If I listen to music, it gets immediately converted into not a mood to start with, but what is it? It has to give me a picture. I can't just listen to it, so it'll give me a picture, and out of that will come. If I could draw fast enough, I'll draw. God knows, we do piles of drawings, but it's those drawings are because it's music. It's 3D. So I'm listening to the music. I can feel the music, but then I want to see the music. So I would be wanting to do something to see it, and you can draw it. It's very strange, but you can, and it's been done. It's not done very often, not really, but people do try and do it. But it's very forceful, and it's quite hypnotic, really, to look at it. But I think they used a little bit. They may use a tiny bit in some advertising. I'm surprised, but it's like drawing all your senses into one thing, and that's fascinating. So really, what you're looking for is to have the time to develop your art, isn't it? In a way, you wanted to do that. Is that what you really would like to do? So the next step is, unless you've done it, is a